Hello. Oh, fan's on. And I know it's going to pick up the background. I may have to turn that back on. AC's on. You may hear that too, but you're getting a different view. I just had a brain fog, and I've got my Invisaligns on in, so my speech is a little. Ugh. Anyway, hi. How are you? This is Laurel with the Dabbling Hook. It is Friday, August 16th. I cannot believe it. Ooh, the truck just went by. Yeah, basically summer's over. Summer is over. Yeah, we're losing daylight. This whole summer has been, we've had hot days, but not a whole lot, in my opinion. And it's been overcast more days than has been normal that I've remembered in the past. So, like right now, it is 4:32. It's the end of the day. I didn't take a lunch today, so I bagged out a half hour early. Yeah, it's breezy, it's warm, but it's overcast. The sun is trying to come out. Anyway, that's a whole lot of nothing. Hi, how are you? I hope you're doing good, and I'm already hot, and I'm gonna have to turn my fan back on. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. And if you are the OGs, cheers. I got my water, because I'll be hot. I'd rather a glass of wine, but I can't do a glass of wine, otherwise I would be a puddle. It triggers the hot flashes even worse. So water it is. Why are we here? It's been a while. As usual, life is lifing, and I just don't have time to pick up the camera, and I keep trying to remember when I'm done with things to do clips, but I completely forget. I'm a night owl. That's when things get done, and when I'm done I just put it aside. The next day I may take a picture or do a little video clip so I can post on Instagram. That's pretty much where I'm active. Semi-active really. But I forget to do the clips. So now I have 3 bags, a whole lot of items over there, a whole lot of items over there, and you're seeing my messy yarn wall because I've been using things, and that's my ring light right there, and just yarn. This is more worsted, bulky, regular yarn, acrylic, and then over here is mostly all the chenille, Bernat, etc. I am, what's the word, prattling. I'm going off course. Why are we here? Just to show you what I've been doing. I've been making, things are a little stressful, work-wise, nothing bad, just stressful, lots going on, and not enough time to do it. So at the end of the day, I cut off and I start crocheting. So, and I've been in toy mode for a while, even though I need to do some other things like wearables, my cowls and hats. I haven't done a hat in God knows how long, other than bucket hat. I have one over there. Anyway, yeah, 3 minutes in and I haven't shown anything. So let me show you what I've been doing. Again, in no order. Things are in bags because I'm trying to, when I'm done, take photos and put price tags on them and put them away, because over the years I tend to forget how much I make, and then the night before a craft fair I am like scrambling to price and get everything, and then I realize I've made a whole lot more than I thought I have, and to have to price tag all of those the night before is not good. So I have stuff I'm doing for Make 9, shawls, and toys. I think I have 2 more toys to do and 2 more shawls to do, and I don't know if I'm going to get to the Make 9. I may do the Amigurumi. I'm pretty sure the last 2 I'm going to have to swap out because they will take longer and I need quick things. So I started my 8th shawl. It's the Wonder Woman wrap, and I don't think it's in fingering weight, which is what it calls for, and I really wish I had gone with at least DK and do the smaller size, and I feel like I'm lisping because this Invisalign thing's getting in the way. But I went with fingering because I wanted to try Knit Picks palette. I've never used it. I've always, you know, me and skinny yarns. But I bought the colors for it, and it's just skinny yarns, big hands. It's just, they weren't made for each other. So, all right, I digress. Let me start with the most recent. Oh, this is one of my, that way. I have to point the opposite from the camera. This is one of my Make 9 shawls. I may or may not show it to you, but I have been doing, you know what, let me go grab them, because I know if I keep reaching, I'm going to like topple over or something, or have everything else topple over, so I'll be right back. Okay, I was going to show you turtles first, but I picked up other things. Minion 3, which is Minion 1's girlfriend, she wanted, or Minion 1 wanted me to make her an otter, and I didn't want to do anything with parts that needed sewing, because again, it would slow me down. So there are some free patterns on Instagram, and I still have a stitch marker on one. I have 2 of them saved, and one of them I made it's really quick, and I ended up making 4 of them. I thought it was 5, but 4. I could have sworn it was more, but anyway, so off the top of my head, I am not going to know who the makers are. I will put it on the screen, or I will have a link to a document down below with who or where the patterns are from. So there won't be a lot of me telling you who they are, because I've just been making and I don't remember. So the otter is a no-sew pattern from Instagram, and this is that one. I think it's adorable. It works up really quick. For this one, I did, I am working on embroidered eyes. This one I didn't put the white highlights on the side, just at the top. But yeah, and this is in Bernat Blanket, in, I think baby sand is the color. So yeah, that's this one. And I used sand, and I had leftovers of this. This is Bernat, and I made an elephant out of this, but I think it's one of the speckled or frosted or whatever colorways. But the pattern does show it in 2 different colors, like a light and a darker brown or tan, and I didn't have 2 colors of tan, so I just used this one with different colors. So this one has the safety eyes. I think this is the 14 millimeter, maybe 15 millimeter eyes. So there's that one, and things will just end up on the floor. And then I used the baby sand again, and I have a lot of Dollar Tree, well, not a lot, I have a lot of partial skeins of Dollar Tree Just Chenille. So I doubled this one, and I did the eyes again. This time I did put the highlight on the side. I'm not sure which way I like better. Sometimes it just depends on the toy, on the Amigurumi, which one looks better. So I just, you know, I go by that. But yeah, plus I'm trying to remember to do more baby safe toys, so I am working on the eyes. So there's that one in baby sand and the lemon, I believe, from Just Chenille. And then this one is baby sand with Bernat in the is this the speckled colorway? These are the ones that make great chicken colors. So is that, and it has the eyes with the sparkly backing. Is this a sparkly backing? Yes, it is. So this eye is the pack that I had bought from Amazon from a seller. This was back last February, not this, February of 2023, I think I bought it. And I didn't use it right away. It must have been like 2 or 3 months it was there, because I was trying to use up other things that I had. And when I went to use it, I realized that it had the wrong backing. It had just a flat back, not the cup ones that it sinks in, because these are sinker eyes. So I have been on a hunt to find the sinker eye backings. Can't find these anywhere. I did find somebody on Etsy who sells it, but She sells just a pair of them for, oh, why do I want to say what I saw was like $3 and something cents, which is outrageous. But you gotta do what you gotta do, because I'm pretty sure it's because they're so hard to find. I have scoured Temu, AliExpress, and I try not to do Temu, but you know, I do once in a while if I need something. AliExpress, I did find some at AliExpress that I bought, and I thought it would work. It is more like a bowl shape, but it's not deep enough. I tried it on this one, and you can see it's not sunken in. It's not as raised as others, but it's not as sunk in. Plus I use glue to like double secure it on the back and front. But I did find these. They are bowl shaped, but they're not deep enough bowl shaped. So it seems like, you know, I guess it wasn't a commodity type thing. People weren't in need of it, because the sinker eyes are fairly new compared to regular safety eyes, so it's not out there that you can just buy the backings, which is a shame, because I have a bag full of a variety pack with the wrong backings that I can't use. So, or I don't know, if you use it, it won't be sunken, it'll still be raised, and you'd have to make sure you gear it to, you know, people over 3. But yeah, so that's the fourth one. And I have some loops and threads in this, and I think I have one that's similar to that I might do another one with this, because the pattern from Instagram has this color as the bottom and a lighter color brown at the top, but who knows. But it works up pretty quickly, so hopefully I'll have it down below. I do recommend it as a really quick one. So that was 4. The other thing I made, I've been meaning to make some pigs for a while, and because it's been a while since I made pigs, and I just never get around to it, and I finally decided to make it. And I think this was one that showed up. I get notification from Pinterest, and this was one that showed up, so I followed it, and I ended up making it. I don't remember who it was by, but I made the pig. I'm pretty sure I gave it a couple extra rounds here, but it just seemed small at the time. But I made the pig. It is all no-sew. Yes, it's all no-sew. Did we pick up? I think we picked up and did the ears afterwards, as well as the tail. But yeah, one pig down. I wanted to make a couple more. I do have some pink yarn that I need to finish up, so I may do that. But you know, time. Who's got time? Anyway, this may end up being in 2 parts because I have a lot of things. I made multiples. I usually don't make that many multiples, but yeah, I did. Turtles. I've been in turtle mode. The turtles I make, I no longer use like one particular person's pattern. After making one from, I was going to say Repeat Crafted Me, but it's not, from Kaylee of the Friendly Red Fox. Hers was one of my favorites because I like the way she attaches the head, but when I do it, I find my head's always crooked. And I'm sure it's user error because hers wasn't in the picture or in a tutorial. But no matter what I do, mine always comes out crooked. So hers, and then there was one on YouTube by, is it Yefa Yarn or Crochet CJ? One of them has a pattern. But once you've made them and made them all the different ones, they're all very similar. They just have different techniques in the way they're doing theirs. So basically, I just do my own thing. My own thing based on originally watching a lot of the other tutorials. So I don't use a pattern to do it. I just pick up yarn and I go. I change the size, the hook, the this, the that, whatever. So yeah, I don't follow patterns strictly for these anymore. I used to. but not anymore. And even when I did follow the pattern, I always made tweaks like we all do. But anyway, all this to say, this is Sweet Snuggles, the number 7. It was on clearance at Michael's. This was the first time I bought some last year, or at the end of last year. Made turtles out of it, that I sold in the spring. But this was the first time I saw this color. It was always like the speckly colors that were on sale, but this one, or on clearance. But I found one of this, and I ended up using it in 2. Yeah, I made 2 turtles. Usually I get 2 turtles out of 2 skeins. I get 2 turtles plus a couple of little ones, 2 big turtles plus a couple of little ones. But yeah, I don't remember what this color is, but it's a nice rich orange color. But yeah, so that's for the orange is for the head and body, and for the shell I had leftovers of these 2 colorways, and I just spiraled it so I could use up both of them. So yeah, so this is a nice big one. This is the biggest size that I make because of the yarn. So there's this, and I got a bend because they all fell. I made this one, which was after I made this first with doing the head and then the body, and then what was left I was just trying to use it up, and I decided to just make it all in the same color. But obviously after I made the head and the fins, I knew I wasn't going to have enough to do the whole thing, so I started with what I had left with the shell. And because I was running out, there was this pink colorway. Did I have it this time around? Or it might have been left. Yeah, it was leftover from the first time I bought this yarn. So I used it. It gave me 1 round here. And then for the border of it, I just did, what did I do? I had an orange one, a light orange one, sherbety. So I alternated. I did a slip stitch, but I alternated the color for the border. So yeah, and I like to put mouths on them. And this one has it's child safe. It's embroidered eyes. So yeah, I'm actually liking the embroidery. It's coming along. Okay, next. These are the 2 colors I bought this time. It was this green and this like light peachy orangey color. So I did opposites. So the peachy one was a little lighter. You know how some of the colorways are always a little thinner, so it was a little lighter than the green. So green body and head, and peachy shell, and peachy shell, green body and head, opposites. And they both have sparkly eyes. One green, one, it's a pink one that kind of blends well with the peachy color, and then one green. So yeah, and these are the I think they're moon shaped, where the black isn't in the center, it's like off center. So yeah, so I have those 4 in that big size. Again, no order. This is I don't even remember where I saw this. This might have been an Instagram. I will see if it is and put the link below, but if not, I don't remember if it was a YouTube or an Instagram tutorial, but just a quick no-sew. It's supposed to be a dinosaur. I was just trying to use yarn. I had that pink cake in 2 different cakes, so the previous cake I was trying to use up, and I made this. So it's just one. Alright, so that's what was there, and that's some amigurumi. I'm going to show you the bucket hat that I had started it when I did the spring fairs, but I ran out of yarn and I had to go back. I was trying to use up the yarn from Joanne that I had, and I ran out, and I ended up having to go buy one to finish the hat, and then I ended up, they had like a few more left, so I ended up buying. So now I have 4 more of the yarns in 2 different colorways. You know, it's on clearance. What are you gonna do? Anyway, hang on. Bucket hat. Bucket hats I sold one when I did the craft fair in May. In the middle of May. I sold one or two, but they don't seem to do well for me. I am going to bring it to my first 2 craft fairs next month to see if, you know, people are still wanting them, but yeah. I held it with a, like a cotton, so this is acrylic. It's the Big Twist Party, and I held it with a cotton, a really thin cotton. I think it was a number 2 or number 3 strand cotton. So that's like the white color that you see in there. So yeah, and I gave it a slip stitch edge. Oh, look at that. It was a take with me kind of project that was small enough, portable enough. So yeah, it's done, it's there. I have quite a few bucket hats that are just there, and yeah, who knows. I'm gonna hold on to it till through my September shows, and then I will hold it onto it till next spring, and if it's still there, then I'm just going to donate them. So it has basically 1 more year in my stash before I get rid of it. Alright, let me grab some other stuff and I'll be right back. Let's see, since it's there. This is my Make 9, I think number 6 or 7 shawl? 7. Number 7. It's the Jayma shawl, Jayma. Don't ask me who it's by. It's on Ravelry. There'll be a link. This is, I highly recommend this shawl because it's easy. It's basically, after I think the foundation row, it's a 1 row repeat. It is a great way to use up, if you have variegated yarn that you don't know what to do with, you can either pair it with a solid or pair it with another variegated. This shawl is all about color and just throwing things together. And I had a cake of Karen cloud cakes that I bought in clearance like last year sometime, and it's not my favorite type because it's like that brushed type of yarn, and to me things tend to stick to that too much. But I just had it there, didn't know what to do with it. And I also had, I think I still have a few more left, but I had bought, when Premier Sweet Rose came out with the Vivid line, I bought like 3 different colorways, and it comes in like 3 packs. So I bought, so I had 6 skeins, or was it 4? 4 different colorways. But anyway, I had a lot of it there, so I decided to use it. I had used them in the wholesale order I did of my octos and mini turtles. I talked about it in my last video, but I'll put up a picture of what those are, because when I was talking about it, I wasn't quite done, but I have pictures of them. But I used those Vivid yarns in, because the store owner wanted like bright colors for the art. Hey, I'm back. Looking a hot mess because I just came back from the post office, but you'll notice a change of wardrobe. That's because my battery, well, my timer went off on the phone. You know how it cuts off at certain times, and the battery light was also flashing, so I'm like, oh, perfect opportunity to change. I go looking for my batteries, my spare batteries. I have 3 in total, 1 that came with the camera, and I bought 2 extras, and I can't find them anywhere. I know I brought them with me on vacation. I know we did a sweep of the room before we left, so nothing was left there, but I can't find it. So I think I am squarely in the put it somewhere safe for later and no longer can find it camp, because I have no idea where it is. I checked the bags that we took on vacation and it's nowhere, so I'm pretty sure I put it somewhere, or I put it in something to put it somewhere, and I have no idea where that is. So I had to overnight new batteries just to have. And while I did that, I was watching somebody's video. I think it was Passionate Kelsey, and she bought a case for her camera. I guess she had one before, but she got a bigger one where she could put, I think it was her. Anyway, whoever it was. So she can put the batteries and cords and stuff and all with the camera. So I have a case big enough for the camera and the extra batteries and all that. So even the little charger that it comes with, so I won't lose it again. But just watch. Maybe in like a week or so, I'm just gonna like step on the batteries I couldn't find, because you know, it's likely right there in my sight and I'm not seeing it, which happens way too often now. Anyway, all that to say, I'm an idiot, or I'm just getting old, or you know what? It's menopause brain. Yeah, I went from remembering every credit card number I had, every card number that I had, to pregnancy brain, to mom brain. Now it's menopause brain, so that's what it is. Anyway, what was I showing you? I'm gonna reach to grab the shawl, because I'm pretty sure that's where we left off. So I think I was saying, I didn't go back and look, so I think I was saying that the pattern, the Jama shawl, is perfect for those odds gains of variegated yarns. You can put multiple skeins. It's made for a bulky weight. I think the pattern uses, I'm pretty sure it uses, what is it? Charisma yarn. So you can put 2 worsted weights together and, you know, just mix colors, and it doesn't matter, because it just, I like it, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to make another one, because I think it took me like 3 days to do it, because it was on and off. But I held 2 strands together, the Karen Cloud Cake and the Premier Sweet Roll Vivid. So yes, the colors are as beautiful as they look. It is absolutely gorgeous. Now this is 2 different colorways of the Vivid, but they have similar colors in them, so it just flows. So the bottom starts one colorway, and about the middle was a different colorway, and then back to the original color I started with. So, and all held with the Karen Cloud Cake. And I hear movement, so I think Minion 2 will probably be making an appearance. Well, not an appearance, but he'll be making noise. But anyway, I'm pretty sure, yep, I used all the Karen Cloud Cake, because it's one of those big cakes, and I just used the rest to make tassels. So yeah, so this is number 7 of my Make 9 shawl edition. And I don't know what I was thinking. I should have just intermixed them, but I have so many patterns in my Ravelry library, or just patterns in general, where I want to make things and I just plop them in my library, because back in the day I used to be on Ravelry like all day. There was always a window open on my computer, so I was constantly saving things. So there are like thousands of items in my library. I think maybe about 100 or so paid patterns or free patterns. I think it's a little over 100 that are either free and or paid. And then the rest is just stuff that I want to make that, yeah, haven't gotten around to. It's very, the percentage of what I've made from the stuff I've saved in my library, it doesn't come close to the library. I'm pretty sure I'm getting close to 7,000 things in there. Oh, my face looks so swollen. Anyway, that's that. I'm gonna reach for stuff, because after my little camera issue or battery issue, I had to shut down or stop obviously recording because there was no battery. So I decided to make stuff, and I made some squids. So I said I bought the Sweet Snuggles on clearance. Well, I also bought Sweet Snuggles Light on clearance. The Sweet Snuggles I bought before, and then they had them again, so I bought 3 that I made the turtles. And then the Sweet Snuggles Light sheds like crazy, just like all those types of yarns. And it is way thinner than, well, not thin, but much lighter than than the regular Sweet Snuggles light, than the solid color. So these are the speckled dots type colorway. So I actually made 3. The other ones, yeah, I'll have to get it. But I made squids, and again, this is my version of tutorials I've watched. There's a tutorial I watched on YouTube I've mentioned before, where, you know, she did hers, these parts are done separately and then sewn on. Like, she makes a circle, then crochets it to the circle and then sews it on. I just the way I do my octo, I do the back loop and then I pick up the front loop to make it basically all no-sew. So yeah, so this is about not even half the skein, so I could probably make another one this size and maybe a smaller one out of the skein. So yeah, I made these 2, and this one has, I think, 20mm eyes, or 18, I forget, and then this one has 25mm, and this is like the moon shape, which is off center, and then this is just a regular. So I don't know which one I like best. I think this one, but then I look at that and I like that just fine. So yeah, so I have a white with purple speckles, and I'm pretty sure I have another colorway or leftovers of other colorway. Oh, hang on. So that's that. And then last night I needed to, I have this is another colorway of the Sweet Snuggles. It's trying to focus on my background. Yeah, that one. So I've made turtles and other things out of this, and that's what's left out of this cake. So last night I decided to, I didn't know if it would make a big one, so I decided to adjust what I've been doing and make a small one. So, and this one I embroidered the eyes, and if it would focus. No, let's get closer. Da, 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 da. Nope. Ugh. Let's see. There you go. So I embroidered the eyes on that one. So size comparison, it's like that. So I think I'll be able to get another one out of this, and if not, the tentacles could be multicolor. But yeah, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna embroider the eyes, because again, baby safe ones. So, and I guess this is perfect for babies, you know, because small hands can grab on. Oh yeah. Oop. And again, I still have the thing attached, the stitch marker, because I did this one last night. So I made 3 squids yesterday. I started videoing after 4:30, so probably around like 6 o'clock on I made those. So that's that. And I ended up with another project bag because I bought some vitamins, Black Girl vitamins, and it comes in this little pouch, and it's a perfect little project bags. I'm finding that I'm liking the old drawstring bags a lot, or I'm going back to them, but this is perfect for if you have just a little hat, or especially a knitted hat, which is much smaller, or just any little project like this you can carry around. So, you know, you can make anything into a project bag. All right, let me pull some stuff over because there's a lot. I'll be right back. Okay. Next, in no particular order, loaf cats. We know it's the new thing out there. And I made loaf cats last year, or even the year before that, before it became a big thing. There were a couple of tutorials on YouTube that I followed, and I definitely had them last year, but this year they've completely blown up. So I used the tutorials on YouTube from last year, modified them, but there's also a pattern on Instagram that these are from. Let's see, I don't remember the name, hopefully I will either put it on the screen or have the link below. But these are pretty much all from the Instagram one with some minor modifications. So, and these I've already tagged and put away, but now the pattern on Instagram is just the one color, solid color. So I have been messing around with adding patches and stuff. So, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to, I don't want to do all that color changing, have the patches here and there, or I decided to just throw it wherever. So I started with the face, and I think I only have maybe one other that I mucked with, but yeah. So this is Bernat blanket, and like I said, I added a patch and added it to the tail. So that's one. There are quite a few. This one is another of the Sweet Snuggles light that was on clearance. So there's that one. This is like a minty color, whereas this one is more, I don't know, what would you call it? This is more minty versus jadey color. So those are the two colors that I have. This is another one. I'm blue. I'm pretty sure I used all the rest of that in one of the turtles that I showed yesterday. But this one I gave one of those kawaii eyes. Are you gonna focus? There you go. One of the kawaii eyes. Just for a little difference. And then, oh, for most of them, I am giving it the butt. I was at, not all of them. This one doesn't, but I do some of them. I was at my yarn meetup, and I was making these, and I had it on the table, and one of the women got up to leave, and then she noticed, you know, the cats, and then she noticed the back, and they just all started cracking up because so this one is what is this one? This one is, oh, all of the Sweet Snuggles light for the Loaf cats are doubled. This one is the Sweet Snuggles light, which is a pink and purple speckle one with no, it's a yellow base with purple and pink speckles, and then I held it with a latte cake because, you know, basically cat hair. Are you gonna focus? Oh. Anyway, so that's that. A little out of focus. And then I made a small one, so size difference. This is the regular size. This was not doubled. Yeah, this was doubled. This was not doubled. So yeah. And this one has the kawaii. They both have the kawaii eyes as well. But that, and most of them have the little butt, but not all. This one, as you can see, I added the color on the ears. It's on the top of the head, and then, you know, did the black ears to coordinate with red out of focus, and then I did this one. This is the speckled from Bernat blanket, and they both have bums. And I just dropped my bag, so hang on. This one I did not stuff enough. It's a little on the soft side, but again, doubled, not doubled. Oh, is it doubled? It's not. This one's not doubled. This one is held with a skein of just chenille, I believe. And so is that one. It's not doubled. It's held, the big one, it's held with a gray skein of just chenille. This one is held with the minty color of just chenille. And then this is just the Sweet Snuggles light. Da-da-da. Focus you. There you go. Oh, and again, baby safe, smaller version. This one is It's this colorway that's held with the latte cake, but just by itself. So yeah, not happy with the whiskers on that, but I'm not going to take it out. So yeah. And then this is that same yellow held with a purple, just chenille. And most of these, I think I gave the sparkly eyes. Some of them might have just the plain black eyes. And then I have a smaller version. This one I added an extra round because it was a little too squished for me. So here's that. And this one is a little bigger because this is it's either Sweet Snuggles Light or Home Slim. I'm pretty sure. But in the solid, it, like I said, it's thicker, so it came out bigger. But again, I played with the color change. I added this color to give it some interest. I think that's it. Oh no, one more. I think this might be my favorite. And it's got fluff all over, but black one. I think this is all of my black yarn from Bernat Blanket. I had like one big skein, and this is the last of it. But I used, yeah, the pink sparkly eyes on it. From afar it looks like it's a red eye, but so has to have at least one black cat, right? So that's it for the, well, no, that's it for this batch of Loaf cats. I know one other one that I made yesterday. No, I made on Thursday. I bought this skein of, hang on, I'm gonna pick up all this stuff off the floor. So there's a bag of Loaf cats, and I bought this skein of Bernat Blanket on clearance at Joann's. I think it was like $5, and it's the older version, or it feels like the older version, but it's called Zing something. It's the bright colors with the specklies, and I could see why it was on clearance because the texture is just odd. The texture is actually feels like the Posh yarn, which feels very spongy, but this feels like that, just a bigger version of it. So I'm not even sure if it's like the old version, but you know, some of the colors and other texture like ones have different feels to it. So it definitely does not feel like the new soft Bernat. It was quite the workout. So I'm gonna go grab that because I was determined to use up that whole skein of Bernat Blanket, so it wasn't in my stash anymore. So let me go grab the stuff I made out of it. All right, so that colorway was Zing Dot, and it's the, yeah, it's just the Bernat Blanket and the dots basically, but Zing, and it feels very spongy, and it's very stiff, spongy and stiff, not like the soft pliable feel of the newer ones. But because I wanted to make sure I used it all up, I decided I followed a different tutorial for a cat just to try a different one, and I just wanted to see how they're doing the ears, because I kind of do my own thing on the ears for when I start making them, because if I follow the pattern and it doesn't look the way I like it, I usually do my own thing. So I wanted to see how the ears were, and this one turned out way big. So the yarn that she used in the tutorial, and who that she is, I don't remember. I'm not gonna remember all these people again, menopause brain. But the yarn that she used, it was probably something like a Parfait Chunky, which is on the thinner side of, is Parfait Chunky 6? I think it's, yeah, I think it's labeled as a 6, but it's a thinner one. But anyway, hers did not look as big, and I followed hers, the tutorial right along with her, and I think hers was more like the normal size that I just showed, but this is huge. So if I were to, this is the normal size of the ones that we've been making, and then I know this is gonna fall right over. So this is the Sweet Snuggles Light single. This is a doubled with just chenille, and then this is the brunette blanket. So you can see it's huge. It comes out huge. And mind you, her tutorial did have a couple extra rows, but still, it's huge. So, and I followed along with the color change that she did, and I definitely am not into, if I do color changing, I'll place it myself and do it wherever I want. But it also has like a spot on the back as well. I like that it's off center too. So, and she did of course it cut off on me, but as I was saying, the feet, paws are done in a different color as well. So since I don't like color changing that much, if I were to follow it again, I would just do use one color and maybe just, you know, do the color change just here, maybe for the tail or whatever. But anyway, so this is the Zing Dot, which is basically like a neon-y bright green. Hi, meow. So I made that out of the yarn. There was still a lot left. So then I used some for a turtle shell. When I originally bought it, I thought, ooh, that might be a nice turtle color, and I never got around to it. So I decided to make a turtle. And again, just made it up. Well, not made it up. Made it up based on other videos. You know. It's what's the word? Lack of a better word, concatenation of different patterns. Oops, just dropped something. Then I did, since this was just a shell, I did a turtle with the body being, and I wish you would just focus, hopefully it is, but just the body being the green. And then I used the Sweet Snuggles Light with a strand of the Just Chenille on here. So, 2 turtles. And then I made a 3rd turtle. I think this was going closer to the end and I wanted to use it up. No, I made this one. Little one. These are my, I guess, are they the land turtles or the tiny ones that just uses the baubles? Not gonna focus. What do I have to do to get you to focus each time? And I embroidered the eyes on that one. Did I embroider? This one I embroidered the eyes as well. And you're not gonna focus. Maybe I'll just title this just permanently out of focus. It's trying to focus on the background. But anyway. So I made this because I wanted to make a little one out of that. Gave it a little tail. So this I just winged. I dropped something again, hang on. I made bum frogs. I forget what they're called. Booty frogs? If you could see it. It's got the booty. Let's see. Can you see booty? It's got the booty. So I made these 2, just trying to use up the yarn. This is an Instagram pattern as well. And then when I had just a little bit left, then I decided to just use it up and try to get a turtle out of it. I got the head. I made the back fins. And then when I got to making one of the front fins, I realized I wasn't going to have enough. So I made part of it, then used the other end of the what was left, started the next one. So when I ran out, they would both be even, and then I just added this colorway from the Sweet Snuggles Light with the more jade color of the Just Chenille. I used that for the bottom. So it ties in here, flows underneath, and then for the shell I just mix colors again. So this one's very eclectic, but I think it's one of my favorites. And I did a, what did I do? Just a single crochet border with the blue of the Just Chenille, not the Just Chenille, the Sweet Snuggles Light. So yeah, and like I said, this one I embroidered the eyes. So I got, ignore me and all the noises I'm making. Let's see, I got a cat, a big turtle, so I got a cat, a big turtle. There's no way I'm gonna be able to hold all these. I got all of these plus that out of there. Obviously not fully out of there because there are other yarns mixed in, but like I said, I was determined to get this used up because the texture was just, it's bouncy, it's spongy, like, yeah, like the seat cushion sponge. That's the feel. But it did remind me of the Posh yarn, just like a thicker version of it. Okay, I think that's that. I'm gonna have a lot to pick up. Right now I have 3 bins, a big bin and 2 other regular size bins of toys, plus 2 bags, and I'm gonna need a 3rd bag because I still have more stuff over there and I keep making. And yeah, I should be making like hats or something, but right now I'm just in the toy mode and I'm going with that for now. Yep, I'm going with that for now. Okay, let me, wait, this bag right next to me, that is full of other stuff. Owls. So I had, I don't think I showed these. If I did, whoops, but I'm showing them again. I had bought a mill-end bag of pipsqueak-like yarn, and I don't remember where I bought it. I either had it from when AC Moore was around, which I think is where I got it, or I got it from Joann's when they used to have mill-end bags in the aisles, in the center aisles. So it's either one of those, but I've had it there for a while. Didn't know what to do with it. Ooh, I have a, I need scissors. I have an end sticking out. I did not push in. Anyway, I didn't know what to do with it. I tried using it for other things, but it's really difficult to see your stitches, and you really have to know, like, be able to feel your stitches. And it just wasn't working out for me, so I was determined to get rid of that. So I doubled it up and I made owls. Now this is a pattern I bought, I think it was like $1 something or $2 something on, oh, is it $3.50? It's a really cheap pattern on Etsy. I've shown this before, but I've made, I think, at least 5 and they've sold. I made one out of gopher fur yarn that this woman like just fell in love with. I bought at one of my spring craft fairs. But anyway, this is a pattern, like I said, off Etsy, and it's trying to focus on the background. So I doubled it and made this owl. Then I started holding it with just other yarns that have just been sitting there, either partial skeins or yarns that I haven't known what to do with. So this is some roving style yarn, and I think it was something I bought at Hobby Lobby ages ago, or was gifted to me, but it was a Hobby Lobby yarn, I think. But anyway, I used 3 different yarns. They were like variegated, but like long color change variegated yarns, and I just held it with the pipsqueak yarn and made these owls. And then for this one I needed a little interest, so I just doubled up the pipsqueak and added the border on the wings. Then I tried making different sizes, so I did that one. I think this one was when I was getting low on the yarn, so it became a small one. This one, and again, most of this, the different colors is just from whatever that skein of yarn that changed colors. And then I added like just highlights. And this arm is, like, wing is sticking up, but there's that one. There's that one. This one has like gray highlights. There's this one. And I used the yarn to give it more definition on the wings. There's this one. It came out a bit chubby. This is like my favorite of the kawaii eyes. I love that one. It's so me. It's like, leave me alone, kind of. Not interested kind of look. So I love that. And then there's that one as well. So this is the I forget what yarn this was, but this was one of the yarns that had all the different colors in there. So, but yeah, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 7 owls out of, I think, 3 balls of that pipsqueak yarn. So not bad. All right. Let's see. I think I showed these axolotls before. If I didn't, I'm not going to re-show. But I did make some snakes. Again, yarns that I was trying to use up. This is definitely an AC Moore yarn that I've had in stash forever. I think it's called AC Moore Bell. This was a YouTube tutorial, I'm pretty sure, that I followed. But it's not very long because I ran out. I made this one first. And I'm pretty sure it was the same tutorial. I don't remember why. No, it wasn't. Different tutorial. Or I did this one on my own after doing that. I don't know. I just was trying to use up yarn, so that's the snake. It's hard to see the eye because it's focusing on everything else. But anyway, that one is pretty long, and again, this is the only way I can deal with snakes. So there's that one. I did not stuff this one. I wanted it, since it's so short, I wanted it more bendable. So I stuffed the head pretty well, and then I slowly tapered out what I was stuffing and put very little, and towards the end I put nothing. So it's more malleable. And then I had 2 different skeins, and you can probably see I am glowing. I had 2 different skeins of, what yarn is this? I forget what yarn. Oh, this was, the blue in here is a skein that my Florida friend, you know who you are, swapped with me, and I used it for something else, ran out right here. So then I added some other, I think this was Boutique Unforgettable, that I had to double because it's so thin. So I just use them with latte cakes. So, and my apologies for everything being so out of focus, but with this being a different angle, it's trying to focus everything on my background instead. And it's been a while and I'm out of practice, but there's that. Oh, there you go. So, oh, one more. This was the blue. It was half a cake that I had left, or half a ball. It's one of those round balls, and I used it and made this one first. And you won't be able to see the face, but after this, what's in there is what I had left, so I just added it. That's it for snakes. I'm going to dry off and I'll be back. I moved back a little, or move the camera. Hopefully that'll help with the focusing. But, and I keep dropping things. All right, 2 of my most recent makes. This is a Make 9 make. Is it a Make 9 make? No. This was a Make 9. Was it? No. I don't remember. No, it wasn't. Just elephants, because I had the yarn and I wanted to use it and it spoke to me. So both of the ones I'm going to show you are from 2 different YouTube tutorials. This one, pretty sure it was by a woman. Again, don't remember who. The ears, they put on differently. They did not fold the ears, they just put it on, they sewed it on like, so it'll be like the Dumbo-like ears looking at you. I didn't care for that because when she turned it around, I didn't like the way it looked on the back. So I just decided to fold it and stitch them like that. And even though I tacked it down, you know, I guess it's just going to take practice, because now I have these long doll needles that I bought. I've been using these, and then I remembered that, don't mind me, I remembered that I bought ages ago when I first got the hang of knitting. I bought this set. I'm pretty sure I bought it off eBay, but it was like from China or something, and it's all like steel or aluminum or whatever they are, but all the needles, they're circular needles, but they all have the cord similar to a Chow where it doesn't kink, but they're all like silver. They all look like that. So it's got a ton of these needles in there, like double pointed needles. Or I guess, well, you can't consider them straight because there's no stopper, but so these are perfect for what do they call them? There's a name that people are doing now, pins or stick pins or stick something, where basically I used it to hold everything together. So I've got a bunch of those, and now I've had it for a few years, really haven't used it, and now they're going to come in handy for holding things together. So it helped a lot because I think this is pretty straight, otherwise it would have been looking off to the side or something. But anyway, I was saying the ears, I didn't like the way they had it. Looked good from the front, but I didn't like the way it looked when you turned it around, so I just decided to attach it my own way. But even though I pinned it in place, it's still basically, it's a little further back than I wanted. I wanted it more like that, and that didn't work, but at least I will know for next time. But it still gives it character. And again, I'm gonna focus, embroidered the eyes, and I love the way these turned out. So I tried black, but it was just so stark on this for some reason, so I decided to yeah, to do that. And this was low sew. You had to sew the head to the body and the ears. Everything else was done as you crocheted. So the limbs were done, and then you pick up and you did the tail. So just the ears and the head you had to sew on. So there's that. And then this one's another tutorial. Was that the one? I'm trying to remember. This one was by a guy. This one was by a woman. Again, don't remember who, but there's a tutorial. She had the trunk stitched. Again, I will leave it to your imagination what you see. I can't unsee it, unfortunately. But yeah, she had it stitched. I guess my stitching didn't go as well, but anyway, maybe it's just my vulgar mind. But and she had a flower. I did this late at night, like I do a lot of things, and I'm like, oh, I don't need to watch her do the flower. I can do my own flower. But she had it sewn on the top. Not that you have to go exactly where, so I just stitched it to the side, but hers was stitched more to the top. But I like it off to the side. Yeah. If I were to do it again, I would tack the ears up a little more. It droops. But then, you know, it could be like a sad little elephant. I did give it a mouth because it was a little woe looking before that. And this was, again, low sew. It's just the head and the ears, again, that you had to sew on. I want to say that she stitched on the arms, but I did it as I crocheted instead. So, elephants. Alright, so I've been really big in turtle mode. I don't know why. Probably because at my last summer fair, I think it was in June, I sold like 14 turtles. And it wasn't just the mini ones that I did, but all the sizes sold. So, I've just been in turtle mode, and yeah. So I have turtles here, and I have more turtles in the bag next to me. So I'm just gonna show them real quick. This is like the, you know, the bobble one. I do use bigger yarn. You get a bigger size, you can charge a little more. And then I embroidered the eyes, give it a mouth. So yeah, and it spiraled at the top because I was trying to use up a little bit of this sand color. So, yep, I don't like to waste. I have this little one that has a regular eyes, and it's not gonna focus. I wonder if I put a piece of paper behind it. But anyway, this one is made from latte cakes, and it's not gonna, there you go. Latte cakes, again, scrap, trying to use it all. I'm gonna move a little closer, it'll help with the Right. Another bobble one. Another bobble one. Again, trying to use up the leftover from the elephants and just scraps. And is there another one? Nope, that's it for this one. Is this one? I just added ruffles to it, or flower petals, whatever you want to call it. But again, I had some like a caked up, one cake left from the skein that I caked up of the Home Slim. Was it Home Slim? Or Sweet Snuggles Light, one of them. They're both the same, just under different names. But yeah, so there's that. And then of course mallards have done well. Every time I brought 5 to each shows, and they've all, like, usually one of the first things to go. So I am trying to keep it in stock, and I haven't done a good job making more, or what I wanted to make, but I'll put a picture of one that I did that Minion One confiscated, so he's got that. And then there is I made a little yellow one, a yellow duck. Let's see, similar to this. This is a, I think, 1 Cent Crochet on YouTube. This is her tutorial, and the one that's gone, I think, had yellow or orange feet, claws, and beak, but Minion 3, the girlfriend, wanted that one. But there's that. And is it 1 Cent Crochet? And there was somebody else I watched, instead of futzing with the bobble and the color changing, she just, I was yapping away and it cut off on me. I forget what I was saying, but yeah. Oh, 1 Cent Crochet's pattern, and somebody else I watched whip stitch the little feet on instead of doing bobbles, and I like that idea. Plus it also gives you the opportunity to make sure it's as centered as possible if you do that, and it's just easier. So that's what I'm going with from now on, instead of, what was I doing before? Instead of doing bobbles, because this one I did my own bobble and it's way bigger than normal, because the one I did before, I thought it was a little too small. It didn't look like it was in the right place. So this way gives you the opportunity to put it exactly where you want it. So anyway, so this is 1 Cent Crochet. So this is the Posh yarn. It's very spongy, very foamy. That's the word. It's very foamy, like cushion foam. But this one I added an extra row before I realized what I was doing and I wasn't going to pull back, so so this is what it's supposed to look like. And again, with the stitched on feet, which I like. So I have, I think, 4 colors of the, and I just bought another one, a gray one that they didn't have. It restocked at Joann's because it hadn't been there for a while. But I was using that to make mallards. So there's these 2, the other yellow one that Minion 3 has, regular ducks, and then I made a mallard one. And then I made a white one. I have 2 white ones. Oh, yep. White one with yellow beak. Eek. There's a lot. White one, yellow beak, and white one with, oops, orange. And all of this is in the, these are all the Posh yarns. And, oops, I got an itch. I used the same pattern, but with, Home Chenille Home Slim, and I made this mallard so you can see this is the Posh and what it looks like in the other one. And there's that one, just trying to use up yarn. So I have the mallards in the light yellow and then the more goldy color. No idea why this one is bigger, but tension, whatever. So there's all that. And then I showed this mallard where I added the big bobble feet. This is the one, when I followed the pattern, this one I was running out of, there should have been a couple more rows. So the wings are way down there. This is what it's supposed to be more like. So gold, and this is where the feet comes out, looks like way down there, so I preferred it a little further front, but that. Ooh. I had more mallards. I have these 2. This is, or is this 1 cent crochet? One of these is 1 cent crochet. I'm not sure both of these are. I'm pretty sure this one is. Don't remember who that is. It'll be down below. But yeah. But yeah, mallards have been good, so I'm trying to stock up on mallards. Alright, I think that's it for the mallards. Oh, I doubled up. You should see the mess that's there. I doubled up the Posh yarn, and I will show you the difference if I can find one of the mallards. So this is the Posh yarn single with the, I think I either use a 4 or a 3.5 millimeter hook, and then I doubled it up and I used 5.5, 5, I don't remember, but doubled single. So, oh, and embroidered eyes. I'm getting the hang of it. I'm getting the hang of it. So yeah, there's lots of birds. I'm missing a hat. Missing a hat. Missing a hat. I'm missing the hat. Oh no. Oh, there it is. So, I don't know if you guys have seen, there was a little bit of controversy on the chicken hat. I don't know if that's the official name. I can't remember. But I guess a creator, it became a big thing for her, viral, where she did kind of build your own duck, where she made the bodies and the different accessories and people can decide what they want with it. And it blew up for her, so she decided to get it manufactured. So a few people spoke on the efficacy about doing that, since it wasn't her pattern. She never what's the word, acknowledged or gave credit to the pattern creator. And so she's since made a video on it, acknowledge her part in it, her mistakes and all that. But anyway, turns out I had the pattern in my saved, and I decided, oh, let me just go make it and see what it is. So I made it. No hat. I'm almost tempted to stitch it down, but the whole point of her when she went viral is people can build, you know, the different accessories that they want with it. So I started off with what I had left with the Sweet Snuggles light clearance yarn. Ran out of the yellow, so then I finished it with this colorway. That's the other one that I have that I haven't made much out of. And then I used some Bernat or Home Slim for the beak and the legs. It's a cute pattern. I like it. Too much sewing, because you gotta sew on the wings. You gotta make the feet separate and sew that on. Sew on the beak. And you gotta make the little flower bag attachment, whatever it is, and the hat. So too many pieces, but it's cute. I made one. Okay, so that's that bin. More turtles. Again, I don't think I showed these because I had turtles over there. I don't remember what I showed you first. So I'll either be cutting this out if I had shown these already, which I don't think I did. If not, another turtle. Bernat with the Michaels yarn. So just turtles. This one is one of the eyes that I bought with the wrong backing, and I tried using it thinking it would sink down a little since it's a thicker yarn, and it didn't, so I glued on the white highlight to help minimize that. So then I did this one. The one thing with the Michael clearance yarn, and I'm not sure if that's why they're clearancing it out, but if it is, I can see why. It looks rough when you work it. It's not smooth like a new project. It looks like a man-handled project, the texture of it. So, and then I use those kawaii eyes on this. Another one. Like I said, I've been in turtle mode for a while. Another one. This one I made two. So the yarn, I forget what I was going to say about this one. It's a thin, this colorway is a thinner than the blue colorway in the same yarn, the Sweet Snuggles Light. But I did the opposite, and you can see that since this came out so much smaller, I went a little smaller on the shell. But yeah, look like mommy and me, or daddy and me, or whoever it is. So I've been in turtle mode. I really hope it comes in handy. I have, oh, I need to post, I have two craft fairs back to back. I have one Saturday the 14th and then Sunday the 15th. The one on the 15th, we just got notification that it's the last time that they will be having it. They're shutting down. It's one where the whole street is blocked off, and this is the last year, which is too bad because this will be the 4th year I'm doing it. So it was one of the good ones. So yeah, lots of turtles. I'm hoping, since it's the last hurrah, it really brings people out, because I have a lot of toys. I have a lot of Amigurumi that need to be bought. So and I'm still making. The other thing that I did, axolotls. This pattern is from Loops and Knots Crochet on YouTube. She's the one I did that dragon pattern from. I like her aesthetic, the way her patterns are. So there are a couple others that I wanna get. I can't remember which one it is though. But there was another one at least that I wanted to get. But like, I have too many things going on. But she put out a tutorial for, she did put out a tutorial for a turtle, but I already kind of have my turtles down pat, so I'm good with that. But she put out this tutorial for her axolotl, and it works out pretty quickly. I think Kim of the, hey Kim, the Crochet Nomad, the Crafty Nomad, she tried it out. I think it was Kim, as well. But in one sitting, I pretty much did 3, 6, I thought it was 7. It was 7. I did 7 of them. They work up pretty quickly. And again, I used the Posh, so this is Posh. This is Posh. Well, it's Posh with Dollar Tree yarn. So Posh with just chenille as the accent. Posh with just chenille as the accent. I think for this one I did my own thing because at first I was having issues with the, and I think Kim was too, with the frills. So this one I did my own thing on the frills, so it looks a little curlier, swoopier. So, oh, in this one I added, it's just something. It's one of the Premier yarns from the Dollar Tree as well, the fuzzy one. And this is Posh with Dollar Tree, with Posh with Dollar Tree, and Posh with Posh. So, I don't know why this one is way smaller. Maybe I added a couple rounds. Yeah, looks like. But anyway, Posh with Posh. Posh with Posh. Posh with Dollar Tree. And then Posh with the, it's too far, I can't, but it's the Dollar Tree, the just chenille, just to give it a little flair, because you know when you look at the picture it looks very frilly, so I did that. I may try to do a couple more with embroidered eyes, but who knows, I got way too many things on the go. This was one of my Make 9s. It's a Etsy pattern. Do I remember who? No. Not Stitch Sister Co. Plushie Co. No, Madeline. It might be Madeline Mako. I don't remember. It's one of the Etsy ones, but that was one of my Make 9s. Trying to make something out of the patterns I bought. So, and this is the Posh yarn as well. All of that, except for the detail. But yeah, I don't care for the way the thumb is, and if I were to do it again I wouldn't add the little thumb. This is, oh, this is one of the tutorials that Loops and Knots Crochet put out, a shark. Somebody did ask me about a shark at my last craft fair in June, July, and I didn't have anything, and now I do. So I may try to do this again in a thinner yarn, because this is a pretty big size. Alright, let's see, what else do we have? We have 2 dragons. I don't remember by whom. It was a YouTube tutorial or an Instagram. I do not recall. I will endeavor to put it down below, but it was all no-sew? No. Mostly low-sew. You had to sew on the wings and do the tail portion. This tail has like something on each side. This one has like a flower. The wings and the tail part more has a flower design versus the traditional wing. So yeah, cute little it would be a perfect size for baby, but I got the eyes. So, and right now I don't have plans to remake. I have Stingrays. I'll be right back because stuff is at the bottom of the bag. Stingrays. This one, which it's by Shadu something on Instagram. I absolutely adore this pattern. It's freaking adorable. You can, I think when I first made it, I made like 16 in one sitting. It's perfect thing for scraps of yarn. You don't have to use white at the bottom, but it's a cute, it's the perfect thing for the $5 bin, basically. Yeah. So there's that. I did just one because I had leftovers, because I've been meaning to try the Teresa's Crochet Shop Stingray for the longest time, and I finally did it. I think, again, Kim of the Crafty Nomad, she was doing it. Were you the one? Somebody else made a really big one as well. I think it was you. But anyway, I've been meaning to make it for a while, and I didn't, and of course, we're enabled by our fellow makers, so I made that one in Bernat, and then that pink yarn I'm trying to use up, I made that. This one I put the eyes, I think on both of them, maybe a little too far back, but doesn't matter. There's those two. I may end up making a couple more of those because I still have some of the small Stingrays. And then this, I saw somebody else make this frog, and it's cute, but I don't know. It didn't turn out to my liking, but it's still cute. So I turned them into keychains. And again, it's an Instagram pattern, and I'm sure it's user error. It's just comes out a little wonky, which gives a character, I guess, but let me show you this one first. So it's like that. It's supposed to sit. Hi, Sebastian. It's supposed to sit like that. It tends to topple over, so I just put it on a keychain. I think it's supposed to be a palm-sized frog or whatever. You're gonna hear life noises. This one, I just had some scraps, so I just put it all together. The purple and the orange, I held it with some green. Again, made it a keychain, and then I wanted to see what it would look like in worsted weight. Probably because I was looking through my yarn, and this ball of leftovers showed up, so I just made that one, put it on, and I embroidered the eyes on that one because it was just way too small to put safety eyes in. So there's that. And I was trying to use up this Sweet Snuggles, the clearance one. And I don't know if you can tell, it looks very, it doesn't show up so much on camera, but it just looks worn. So I just made an octo out of that. And then I've been seeing a lot of things with like chicks with hats and whatever, so I decided to just give my octo a hat because I was trying to use up, again, orange with some scraps. I had a small ball of this I think it's, what's the color called? Not raspberry, I don't remember, but this, I think it's called mango or something or other. But yeah, just give him a hat. Okay, I think I'm gonna end here with one more. I think, no, actually I have a whole bag of other stuff, non-toys. So one of my yarn group friends, her neighbor, actually they came out last November when we did a shopping night at the country club, the golf country club near us, and they loved the stuff that was there, especially the mushrooms. That's the last time it was like really popular for me. But she asked about a flamingo, so it's been months, and it's been on my to-do list, and I finally got around to doing it, but I couldn't decide on the flamingo pattern. I had made 2 flamingos before. One was part of a crochet along, and then the other, actually both of them were part of 2 different crochet alongs, like years ago. So I shown her one of them, but then I still couldn't decide if I really wanted to remake that one. So I went looking for flamingo patterns, and again, don't ask me by whom because I don't remember off the top of my head. But this one is just adorable. It's tiny because I used a Dollar Tree yarn, but I'm sure it'll come out. I'm tempted to make it again, but then there's a lot of sewing. Because you got to sew all the limbs together. Or did we? No, we crocheted them in, so there wasn't a lot of sewing. But anyway, look, it's so cute. I thought that was cute. It comes with the, I did the headband, the bow headband a little differently than the one in the pattern. For some reason it was confusing me what they wanted to do, so I just did my own thing for the headband, and I'm just covering her up. And I didn't make it tight enough, but you can go without it. It could be, it can just hang. But it's that one, and again, I just use all Dollar Tree yarns for that. I did make 4. She chose one, and it was one of the ones I had made before. I'll have to put in a picture of all of them together. But she chose one of those, and so I have 3 left that are in inventory for a craft fair. This is the other one that I did. I've done this one before. I thought she would have gone with this one, but no. And the one she went with, I got for the neck, I used the grippy roller in the neck, so it sits up pretty well. But this one has a tail. This one is by, I want to say Mary Makes or Sweet Softy. One of those, I'm pretty sure who it's by, but I kind of like that one. And then, no, this one is by Sweet Softy. I forget who this one, the previous one is. This one's by Sweet Softy or Mary Makes. I'm pretty sure it's Sweet Softy. But this one like sits with the dangly legs. And I used the Bernat, that right there, Bernat, to make it. But I'm not a fan. I'm pretty sure this is what threw them off or made it not so inviting. But it's like it's sitting with the dangly legs. But yeah, there's that. So I think that's it for toys for now. There's a lot. I'm sure I've forgotten something somewhere, but there's a lot. That's it for now. There's a lot I have to tag. All the ones with these, I haven't taken a photo of these yet, so I can't tag and bag them. And the squids I need to take a photo of. So that's it for toys. The other thing I had that I did on vacation, this is all, usually when I go on vacation I bring a big bag of, usually a trash bag of yarn, and I do hats and this and that. So I decided, I tried to use, I bought Hometown, formerly Hometown USA yarn from Line Brand, and the 2-button cowl is usually a really good seller. It's going to be a lot to stitch together for this. But the Hometown, the 2-button cowl is usually my one of my best sellers at the craft fairs. Some craft fairs I can't keep them in stock. I usually sell out of them, and some craft fairs they just don't sell at all, so you never know. But I have a lot of Hometown USA or bulky, super bulky acrylic, and I bought some from, I didn't need to, as you can see back there. Well, I'm not buying worsted weight acrylic yarn. I need to go through that. But I am buying a lot of the chenilles and the super bulky because that's my winter thing. But I bought off We Crochet, or basically Knit Picks, the crochet side of Knit Picks. They were having a clearance on the, I forget what the name of the yarn. Something Millhouse yarn. Basically bulky number 4. It's just a tad heavier than Hometown. And it doesn't have that sheen, but it's about the same. But anyway, all I brought was number 6 bulky, so I can crank out as many 2-button cowls as possible. And I have a whole bag. I'm going to try to go quickly. These 2 I made a couple weeks ago, but I haven't photographed them yet. I made them and put them aside. So this is Hometown. I usually use plain wood buttons in like 2 different color tones, like a darker one and a lighter one. But I've been finding that the fancy or the different buttons have been getting a lot of attention lately, or the last couple of years. So I've been using them more. So I think this is like some kind of wine colorway. So there's that, and then this is the Knit Picks Mill, I think it's Millhouse brand. So those two, and then I had made this earlier in the year. I had started it at the end of the year, beginning of the year, and I had either run out or I forget why, but I put it aside and I hadn't finished, so I just finished it. So this is basically, what did I use? Worsted weight held with latte cakes. And when I do these, when I don't use the Hometown, I try to trim them in the faux fur to give them a little more oomph. And this is the button I'm talking about. There's this one, and then there's a darker version. That's what I usually use. But there's that. There's another one. There's the darker button. So you see the difference. These are the two buttons I usually use. I have one that's really light that I don't use as much. It's a more of a natural plain color. I don't use that as much because it clashes with most of the colors that I use. But there's another, so this is the same colorway, I just did different buttons on them. And then this slate gray, which I don't remember where I bought it. I'm in search of it because I need one more skein, because I started one and I ran out. I thought I had enough, but or I was using leftovers and I ran out. So, but I made three. One, two, three, and different buttons on them. So I got that button, regular button, and that button. This pink, which I got, which I want to see how it does. It's not calling to me, but it's a really, doesn't come out across. It comes out more like a beigey color on screen, but it's a very light pink color. Another of the wine color. This purple is the, is that the Hometown? Yes. Yes, that's the Hometown. I like that colorway. See the difference? There's like the wine and the purpley color. This is the Knit Picks. I have two with two different buttons. I have Hometown. Trying to coordinate the buttons. This has been a good colorway, a popular colorway. This is, I used to know it off the top of my head. Key Largo? Something, I think. But, dark button and colorful button. Two of those. And I have this rust color. This is a newish color. Ooh, I'm about to go over. This is a newer color from Lion Brand. This used to be a color AC Moore had in their Heartfelt line, and it used to do very well for me. I love it, but I think they started this color like last year, at least around here. So I have three. It's a rust color. So I have this button and that button. This is one of my favorites. The button pack I get off Amazon, and it's a random button pack. Unfortunately, it's like 20 buttons, and maybe like 2 or 3 you usually get a match set, and all of them are random. So I end up having to buy multiple packs. I even messaged the seller seeing if they can make me a pack of just like their 3 particular colors and the buttons that I really like. At first they got back to me and said yes, and then, but I think they misunderstood what I wanted, and then they said they couldn't do it, which is stinks, because then I have a lot of mismatch ones, and I'm contemplating just doing these, trying to get the doubled acrylic ones to match the colors of the funky buttons and do mismatch buttons on them. But this is another popular color, which is I think this is the Montpelier Peacock. That's very popular. It's a very jeweled teal, I think is what you would call it, but, and it's got that button on there. And this is one of the buttons that I wanted them to see if they can give me extras, but they couldn't. And then I have it in the regular. And of course, this is my favorite. the mustard, Madison mustard. So, and this is the button. This is my favorite one in there. But I have 2 of those. I have another one that I started that I ran out, and I had to go actually buy another skein to finish, but I haven't finished it yet. Oh, and then this is a newer, I forget what the colorway called, but that wasn't as there as often. So this is a newish color. I don't remember what it's called. It's very close to the Montpelier Peacock. Oh my gosh. And then this one too. This is very a puttyish sand color, I guess, or putty color. I don't know, but it's a nice neutral. It's coming out more beigey on but it's like a warm putty beigey color. And then this they've had on sale. This is Anchorage Ice. They've had on clearance a lot when they do their clearance runs, and I bought quite a few. I have that I need to make. So I have 1, and I have probably enough to make another 3 or 4. And then this is their I think I have 1 more slate, and this is just their Chicago charcoal one, and I don't know if you can tell the difference. Yes, you can see it on screen. This is more of a heathery charcoal color, and for some reason it's always one of the thicker of the weight of the hometown. But yeah, so I have a lot and I'm trying to stay ahead because I usually run out, and I'm trying to have at least 2 or 3 of the more popular colors. Like I said, I usually run out. One of the colors, I tend not to make those black. I don't get asked often for the black, but I do. But for some reason, I don't know, it must be psychological. I never seem to pick up the black. I think I made maybe 3 or 4 in the last couple of years. But anyway, like I said, I have a lot of this is the knit picks. I bought a whole bunch because the yarns were like $1.99, so I bought twice. I stocked up on it, so I have a lot to make. I didn't even count this, but I have over 20 of them there, so I think I'm good. But I have enough yarn. I'm just gonna keep making them and see how they go. But yeah, I have a whole bag load, and I'll probably have 2 bag loads. Okay, this has been all over the place, me bending up and down, but that's it. It's today's Saturday, by the way. I started this on Friday, and I don't know what time it is. Ooh, it's about time for me to get ready because we have a birthday party to go to. So who knows when this will go out, but I keep forgetting to look at you guys. I keep looking at myself. Yeah, I don't know where I am. I'm all over the place, but thank you for watching. Again, if you're new here, welcome. I hope you subscribe. If you don't, that's okay, but thanks for stopping by. For you OGs, I hope you're doing well, and we'll see. I have no idea how long. I know this is going to be long, but I don't know how long. But there's a lot. There's a lot, and I'm still making. I still have to try to get in a couple of hats, or at least go through my prior inventory to see what I have before I try to stress myself making hats. But we'll see. You'd think that people would wear hats a lot more here in New England, but a lot of the guys rarely wear hats, and the ladies, I hear they don't wear hats a lot because they don't want to mess up their hair. And to me, it's like it's cold. I want to cover. But anyway, much ado about nothing. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching. If I forget anything, I may come back. If not, I will talk to you whenever the next time is. Bye, guys. I did forget one. Another duck that I made. This was YouTube tutorial. Again, I don't remember because I'm just making and dumping, but I'm pretty sure it was a YouTube tutorial, and it was just for the duck, but I just turned it into a mallard. So this is Chenille Home Slim with Sweet Snuggles Light, the clearance, because I didn't have any of the orange at the time. But so yeah, one more duck, and again, baby friendly. Working on the eyes. So